there are a lot of consultants that are involved in the Sliwa race. Like, and I know people, there's some people who don't like George Santos. I get it, but he's pretty plugged into New York, I will say. I know him personally. He's admitted his guilt. He's going to serve his time. Let's get, that don't kill the messenger. What he's saying on this and some of this stuff is accurate. He's naming consultants right and left. He's like Rob Cole, et cetera, et cetera. He goes, these consultants, they only get cash once every 4 years during the mayoral race. And when that window opens, they go all in, desperate to get these big checks and live large. And they tell people like Curtis whatever they want to hear to keep the money flowing and the illusion alive. That is absolutely true. He got 28% in 2021. So why in the hell would you think that he has a chance now when the city's moved even further left? That's a good point.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring. And George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil, chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
What's good, my people? It's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, and underground rock and roll hero, master of sound quality, killer for real, founding father figure of industrial rap, MC Too Tall. Today's episode of the MC Too Tall Show, we will explore how media is covering the mayoral race in New York. As people know, Zohar Mamdani, if that's how his name is pronounced, won the Democratic nomination. People thought Andrew Cuomo would win, and instead, Mamdani won. And this is a kitten. And so, Mamdani won, and it seems like media, including right-leaning media, is writing him off as the mayor of New York City. Like it's automatically going to happen. November's a long way from now. And you have to understand that there are other people running for mayor. Eric Adams, the incumbent, is running as an independent. And a lot of people are saying, oh, we don't like Eric Adams, but we have to rally behind him because Mamdani is worse. There's no doubt that Mamdani is worse than Adams. But why rally behind bad to lock out worse when you can rally behind good to lock out bad and worse? There's a Republican running for mayor, and for some reason, everybody in right-wing media, or everybody in right-leaning media thinks that there might as well not be a Republican Party at all in a blue state. They figure it's futile to run as a Republican for any office in a blue state. This is where the pendulum has to swing the opposite way. This is where we have to prove them wrong. What you saw at the beginning of the video is Dana Loesch, who I absolutely love her show. I watch her show religiously. And she's reading off a post on X that was put there by former Congressman George Santos. I forget the details of how he got in trouble, was forced to step down, and I even believe there's some jail time involved with that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure the details on all of that, but it was pretty rough stuff that he admitted guilt to and will pay his debt to society for. And I'm not saying that he's completely wrong. I'm not saying he's completely inaccurate. I'm not going to say he doesn't know what he's talking about. For what it's worth, George Santos has been around the block a couple of times. And yeah, there are people who serve as consultants who have no interest in who they're consulting becoming the victor in whatever race for office they seek. But regardless of that, it's up to the voters. People can get out and vote. If you know the city sucks under Adams, if you know it's going to get even worse under Mamdani, why not, for once in your life, vote Republican and vote for Curtis Sliwa? People need to stop writing Republican candidates in blue states off. There's a congresswoman in my district, representing my congressional district in Washington. I mean, basically, she's the congresswoman for my district here in Gravesend, Brooklyn, out in the House of Representatives. Her name's Nicole Maliotakis. She's a Republican. She defeated a Democrat who served, I believe, only 2 years. And she won re-election in spades. And I believe she'll have that office as long as she wants that office. I believe she's gotten so much momentum that she could even seek a higher office in the near future. And if she so wants it. And she's a Republican in New York. Elise Stefanik is a Republican in New York. A Republican in New York. And people are saying, well, that's in a red county, blah, 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 blah. I believe she could well be the next governor of New York. The only thing missing is the formality of announcing her candidacy for governor of New York. I believe she can totally wipe the floor with Huckster Hochul and become the next governor of New York. Here's a chance for New York to right the wrong of 4 years ago. If you saw the city was in shambles under a Democrat, Bill de Blasio, why elect another Democrat? Why keep electing failed after failed after failed Democrats? They used to say, when Reagan was running for president, the Democrats are out of gas, vote Republican for a change. Well, here we are, fast forward 2025, vote Republican for a change. Stop writing off Curtis Sliwa. You on right-leaning media, stop writing off Curtis Sliwa. The only person I see that's saying that the mayoral race is winnable is Mark Levin. Again, I love Dana's show. I watch it religiously. But she read off that post from X by George Santos. She says it's agreeable. Yes, it's agreeable only if the Republican camp sits on their hands. Curtis Sliwa could win this in spite of a weak campaign staff, if his campaign staff is as weak as George Santos suggests. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not saying it is. But if it is, Curtis Sliwa is still capable of winning if he goes out there, as he's known to, rolls his sleeves up and puts in the work. And he's no stranger from doing that. So this campaign's winnable. And as much as I love Data's show, when she read that thing off of Santos' post, I asked, with all due respect to the congressman, what sort of seasoning do you want on those words come November, when you are eating them? That's how confident I am in this campaign being winnable. However, the Sliwa camp has to do the right thing. They have to put in the work because they don't want to prove this man right. He could be right. I believe we could prove him wrong, but there is some of the makings there, some holes that need to be filled, that if not filled, will prove him right. And we will be looking at a Mayor's Zoran Mamdani, which would be a travesty. Then you might as well flush all of New York City down the toilet. Because there will be people, there will be victims of physical violence for admitting non-support of Zoran Mamdani. And I will be one of those people openly admitting that I do not support Mamdani. I hope it goes viral that I do not support Mamdani. And I will never support Mamdani. I am against Barack Obama. I'm against all these other people that ran for president, like Kamala Harris. I'm against all these top Democrats that they want to line up for the presidency. J.B. Pritzker, Gavin Newsom, Tim Walz, even Josh Shapiro, even Andy Bashir. I'm against all those Democrats. I am against them and everything they stand for. So if that means you want to assume that I stand for something that supports crimes against humanity, then go ahead and take your frustrations out on me. I'm in these streets every day. But I will say this. This Sliwa campaign is winnable. And I will admit, throughout the entire 4 years, if Mamdani wins this election, that I supported his opponent. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully people, out of respect for God, vote for Curtis Sliwa. And Curtis Sliwa likes cats. Did you know that? If Curtis Sliwa is mayor, every shelter, every animal shelter, including ASPCA shelters in New York City, will be no-kill shelters. Meaning little guys like MJ here will never have to worry about being gassed. Respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, support the only mayoral candidate that cares about the lives of kitties, Curtis Sliwa. Stay strong, keep kicking ass like it's your boy in the building, hip-hop legend, recording engineer, underground rock and roll hero, MC Too Tall.